Hello, I'm Sofia. I'm an adult figure skater who just began figure skating last year. On my channel, I will be posting my progress in half-year intervals. This is my progress from month 7 to month 12. And if you haven't watched the first 6 months, I suggest you go ahead and watch that video before you watch this one. Let's get into the video. So in the beginning of month 7, I began getting more comfortable with having speed on my crossovers, but for some reason it was still very impossible for me to do it the other way around. So on my bad side, it was a really bad side. I tried to do a 1-foot spin from a 2-foot spin and then lifting my leg, but I also tried to do it with an entrance and I didn't really get it. So that's what you see here. And this was what my backwards crossovers looked like. Then I did some waltz jumps. It was also here in month 7 that I first tried doing some inside 3 turns. That was really the focus of that one session I did there. And then I tried to do a spread eagle or an Ina Bauer, I'm not sure. Then a few days later I tried doing some inside 3 turns again because I now wanted to learn to do a toe loop. And it went quite well, I would say. And then I practiced some of these jumps off ice along with my spiral. And then I of course also did my spins off ice. Then we have this move I call the rocking horse. So I found out that if you have very spread legs on the ice, you can come up by doing this. It was also in this month that I wanted to do a cell cow for the first time. My friend Mathilde was very kind and showed me how to do a cell cow, and I just followed her advice, I would say. Although I was eager to learn the cell cow, I couldn't really hold my 3 turns yet. I had to be able to hold a 3 turn for some time, and that was quite tricky, but I tried to learn the technique either way. And then here we have some weird lunges. My problem is that my foot is quite to the side, so yeah, that's what I struggle with. Also, when we talk about my waltz jumps, they are quite rushed, and they continue to be like that for a long time. It was only a few months ago that I really got it down for some reason, because I was very uncomfortable with jumping. And then again we have a 2-foot spin turning into a 1-foot spin. Then I did my first spin with my hands over my head.
Most best song on the SoundCloud is Keep On Ice Skating.
In month 8, I continued doing my cell cow, or at least tried to do it, and it looked a bit better. And here's an update on the basics. So we have the forward swizzles, the backward swizzles, some slalom. We had the forward swizzles but with a twist. And then one random day in October I just understood the 1-foot spin, kind of. I did, I think, 3 or 4 revolutions. Yeah, and I was quite happy, so I didn't really do anything else than that day. And then I went to Iceland. I'm studying to become a teacher, and with my school I went to Iceland for 6 weeks where I had to teach at a school in Iceland. The funny thing is that I'm also half Icelandic, so of course I met up with my family and went skating with my brothers, nieces and nephew, who you'll see here. This day was kind of a peak in my figure skating time because I learned how to do a 1-foot spin. I learned it when I was at home in Denmark. Here I could do even more turns and it was just so fun. I didn't really want to practice anything else. And then I met these lovely kids who wanted me to teach them some different things. They saw that I could figure skate and they were just very curious to see what they could learn from me. And they were pretty good at English, so that was very impressive. And then here's a clip of me that my brother filmed. I wasn't really happy with the spin, but it was quite good. And then again my brother filmed a clip of me doing a 1-foot spin. It was the best spin that I had gotten on video, I think, but somebody came way too close to me and I couldn't really finish it off pretty, so that was a shame. In month 9, I continued trying to do some crossovers, but it was still very scary for me to lift my feet in that way, and crossing them. I noticed that it was beginning to go well when I did backwards crossovers, so I kind of started to get it here. And I could cross my legs here, but it still wasn't pretty. And then I continued trying to do some spins, but none of them were as good as the day before, or the few days before. I also practiced holding my 3-turn because I knew it would be essential when I had to do the salchow. I also tried holding a backwards landing position on both legs, but it wasn't really good. I couldn't hold it for more than 1 second. And again I tried to do a salchow. And a lunge. And a spiral. And my spiral has become more steady in month 9 than it was before, so that was pretty good. A few days later, I met up with a skating friend that I got in Iceland, and I had decided that day was a jump day, so she came to my rescue in the middle of my session, if you could call it that. And she helped me understand both a salchow and how to really do a waltz jump, because I was really rushing into it and I asked for advice, and she told me just to hold the entrance for a bit longer, and although it didn't make a huge difference, it felt like it was way better. So, pro tip. Then something exciting happened. So as you can see, I had to wear these very ugly skates because we were going on a plastic rink outside. And it was the worst thing that I had ever experienced. Although it looks like it's kind of easy in this video, this was the best that I skated that whole afternoon, because you couldn't really hold on to anything with your skates. It was really just kind of random how you ended up skating. You weren't really gliding, you were sliding. And then I did what I'm used to doing after I skate, although this time it was just purely plastic. The next day I was determined to just try everything that I had succeeded with the last couple of months. So I did some waltz jumps, some backwards crossovers, I tried to do a salchow. I also wanted to do a waltz jump from a backwards entrance, because before it was mostly just going forwards and then jumping from there, but it felt more impressive to do it from backwards. And then here I also did some catch spirals, and again more lunges. And then the volcano erupted. It was quite nice to see a volcano, but we couldn't really get close, so the clips you have here are kind of the distance we had to stand at. And then I also went to see Grindavik. When the volcano erupted last time, it came over Grindavik and they all had to evacuate the city, so that was pretty cool to see. So at this point I've been skating 3 different places in Iceland, but then I went to a 4th. The 4th place that I skated was located in central Reykjavik. It was ice this time, but there was no Zamboni. It was really bad ice to skate on, and I couldn't even do like 3 rotations in my spin, in my 2-foot spin even, so there's that. And then I also tried to do some wall jumps. After I went skating here, I went to see if the lakes were frozen because it was November and I was hoping to get to skate on the lake before I got home. And yeah, then I saw this cat on the ice that was just chasing fish or something. It was pretty cute. Unfortunately, I had to go home, and then I saw a few days after I got home that my new Icelandic skating friend could skate on the on the lake, so I was so jealous. Month 10, I had to work at my rink 2 times in December. And then, as I was away in Iceland, I bought my boyfriend some hockey skates. So now he also could try skating without the blue brakes, the rental skates. Then this month I did my first show. So this was a Christmas show, and my team had to dance to the theme song of an advent calendar. I'm gonna put in the whole performance here, but if you don't want to watch it all, you can just skip to the time written on the screen. Enjoy the show. Then came January. It's a new year, new me? No. So in January, month 11, I continued doing the same thing.
Everybody, Sofia is the greatest skater ever.
My entrance to my 1-foot spins also became better. So I had some good ones, but I also had my blades sharpened when I came home from Iceland, and it was done completely wrong. I didn't really trust my skates, but yeah, I got a few good things here and there. Then came February, month 12. Here I bedazzled my skates, and then I went straight on to trying to do some backspins, and I thought it was quite fun. Then again, I had some pretty okay 1-foot spins. And here's again my friends and I doing dumb stuff. Also, just look at my shoot the duck. My shoot the duck has always looked like that. I can't really go down. But since I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube and picked the challenge to do a shoot the duck on ice, a successful one, I've been kind of training and strengthening my legs and my balance and everything. So I have an update coming soon on how my shoot the duck looks now off ice, since the rink is closed now. Stay tuned if you want to see how it's going. Anyways, back to the video. I decided to do some off ice before having time on the ice, and I practiced both spins and the different jumps. And yeah, it went really well this day, so I'm just gonna show you this little montage of me learning a loop. And then I decided to do some toe loops on the ice again. And it went better, I think, than the last time I tried to learn it. But I have been really procrastinating when it comes to the different types of jumps, since I still find them pretty scary. And I don't think I've done any toe loops better than this day. So, yeah. And to finish off the clips of my first year of figure skating, here's me doing some spins from a backwards entrance. That was month 7 to month 12, and naturally I progressed in some ways, and now I'm going to break down in which ways I progressed in this time period. First up, we have spins. So I progressed from kind of doing a 1-foot spin from a 2-foot spin into doing a 1-foot spin from a backwards entrance. Then we have turns. So before I could only somewhat do a 1-foot turn, also called a 3-turn. It was mostly the 2-foot turns that I practiced, but now I could also do a 3-turn from the inside, so an inside 3-turn. Then we have jumps. In the first 6 months that I've been skating, I could only do a bunny hop and a waltz jump. And although my waltz jump didn't really progress much during these 6 months, I still learned some new jumps. So yeah, I tried both a toe loop, a salchow, and a loop. And then we have the lunge and the spiral. I had become more steady in my spirals. Also did some catch spirals. So there's that. But then my lunge also became a bit better, as you could see towards the end. And then we have my crossovers. Although still a bit unsteady, they were looking much better, and I could gain speed with these. And also I could do the backwards crossovers easier. I could actually cross my feet. That was my realistic progress yet again. And if you found this video helpful or interesting in some way, then make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want more figure skating stuff. I also will start posting some ballet stuff in a few months, because I start ballet soon. That was it for this video. Okay, bye!